Hello, welcome everybody. It is a Crafty Club PlayBook Power Hour that we are doing here on this particular episode of my live. If you are a replay viewer, just know that you can always go to theresetgirl.com/calendar and check out our events calendar, which will be updated to show all of the live events that we have currently scheduled. So in case you are able to join us for a live, you'll be able to do so. Lives are actually the best way to go because you can participate in the chat room, which is really where all the fun lies, and how much I think people really enjoy the show is getting to visit with each other, chat with each other, and all that fun stuff. We are launching, sorry, I'm trying to launch myself into having a chat room so that I can see all of the little faces of everyone who has decided to join me. Right before the show, I was looking to see like my own playbook because we have launched fall. So there are 4 seasons now. All 4 seasons are officially launched. The fall season is the current season of the playbook. I have three in my book now, and you can see how fluffy it is. This is winter, spring, and summer. So I don't even have fall in here, and I was actually contemplating doing fall separately in a different book. I was actually thinking about printing it out. This is the printed version, but printing another copy smaller and perhaps doing it more like a happy planner with the discs and just testing it to see if I like that smaller size, because that is actually the size I am considering for next year. And I think that I know not everybody will love that idea, but I think that when you kind of shrink the size of the book slightly, you will be gaining more in terms of it'll be easier to complete pages. There will just be a lot more ability to add other features to your book and kind of junk it out, add things to make it feel more like a junk journal. So that is kind of what I have in the in the works, in the back of my head. Not quite executed yet, but I wanted to talk to you about that briefly, just to kind of get feedback, and because I do really enjoy getting feedback, so that I do have a sense of like, what does the group want? How can I make the most amount of people happy, knowing that I can't make everybody happy. That's just you guys know, that's just the way it is when you have a large group of people. Can't make everybody happy. But I really did love this, our summer junk journal project. And what my vision for next year was that each season, the playbook would fit into a project like that, whether it was done like in an album or with rings that you kind of add yourself, or do discs, that each season you would have the opportunity to kind of mix the playbook pages up with other elements and truly have more of that junk journal feel. I really did enjoy it. They do make, the pocket pages come in the Happy Planner format, like the classic Happy Planner size. They make pocket pages as well as like all the 6x8 albums all have those 6x8 pages. And I think that mixing the pocket pages in with your playbook pages, and as well as some other fun things I had in mind, would give you the ability to easily document your season, do some extra fun little challenges, perhaps do your listers in there if you wanted to, and you would have this really great little album that you've done for the whole season. Like, that season of my life, this is what it was about. And then 3 months later, you have the opportunity to change it up. Perhaps you change the format a bit of how you do things. And I think that my goal when I first launched the playbook was to have this one big epic book. But now, after making that delicious summer junk journal, I'm just like, I think I want 4 separate books, and each of them can have their own personality. And I think that gives Kelly and I the option of, changing each playbook slightly, giving you guys, so there'd be less pages in the playbook, and then we would give you more printables. There'd be more elements to put into the pocket pages. There would be more fun things to kind of fully round it out to like a complete book. And then it gives me the opportunity to do additional little workshops or like tutorials to kind of show you more specific, fun things to do in that album, and that's something that the creative team can share in. So it's a little bit more fun, I think, my vision, than just having a book of just playbook pages, if that makes sense. So I wanted to share that with you during this Playbook Power Hour, because this is what we're focused on, is our playbook. I love this playbook so much, the idea of it. It is what's really helped me be I feel like accountable to crafting this year. It's been an easy button for my late night Crafty Club, for Crafternoon with Corey. Those are 2 live shows where I work in my playbook. And now, like, I'm so supportive of this idea that I came out with a whole new show, the Playbook Power Hour. Normally I hop in pretty quickly with the crafting, but I really wanted to take this time because I haven't done one in a while, nor have I done a show where we're focused on the playbook. And I wanted to share this because right now is when I'm making all of these changes, and I wanted to kind of prep you for that idea and get you excited, because you know how I am. I love to change things up. There are some things I'm super married to, like in my own crafting style. I'm very married to things. You guys can always count on layering circles, word strips, honeys. These are the things I love. But when it comes to making products for you guys, I love change. I love new things. I love to kind of create new kits, and now a new playbook. So please know that it's, every change we make is very, very thoughtful. I spend a lot of sleepless nights laying there in bed thinking through. I'm an overthinker, so I think through all of those things, what the outcome is going to be. But in general, everything I do is with you in mind. I don't make changes based on, well, this is what I feel like doing. I really do think through, how will my girl, how will she apply this? How will she use this? When I think of you guys, and I know that I'm not speaking about every single one in our group, but when I think about you guys, I really think about, in general, I think about how most of you have full-time jobs or some full-time responsibility. You might be pushing towards empty nest age, and some of you might still have teenagers in the house. Some of you have little kids. Some of you are pregnant or about to have your first kid. So there is a wide age gamut. And then I have a group of people who are retired and more settled in their empty nesting. So there's kind of a gamut of where a spectrum, I shouldn't say gamut, of spectrum of where you guys lie. So I tend to think about my working group of women who are you're trying to squeeze in craft time. Sometimes you feel guilty about doing that. And sometimes it's kind of the bottom of your list because you've got kids and things pulling at you. And so I really focus what I try to introduce towards that group of women, the ones that are trying to make time for crafting. The ones that are kind of feel perhaps that they're more on the newer side to crafting, and that they're still in the learning phase of learning how to do things. They haven't quite perhaps found their stride or like their style. So that's really the sweet spot of where I try to stay. And I get that there are many of you outside of that. I know there's many of you who are very advanced crafters, and I'm sort of like the training wheels, just getting your training wheels off. I really try to stay there, and there's a reason. Because I struggled for 2 decades or more being that woman that felt too busy for crafting, that it was too indulgent. I didn't have money to invest in those things. The only kind of paper crafting I ever saw back in the day was scrapbooking, and I never felt a connection to that because I didn't have a nice camera. I didn't feel like my life was worth documenting. I was like, who wants to document the struggles of being a single mom and times where I'm worried about the lights being shut off, or eating ramen, or trying to make, being poor fun for my kid, and struggling, like cleaning people's toilets. I have extra money for Christmas presents or something. Who wants to document that? That is how I felt. So much of my life, I feel like I didn't even do anything with. And I always looked at all these bloggers with their nice pictures and their cute kids and their husbands and their little vacations. And, I was envious and wished that was my life. Who wouldn't wish it was their life? But what ended up happening was that kind of like, well, I can't do what they can do. I don't have that life. That's not me. That kept me from participating. It kept me from even doing anything at like my level, like where I'm at. And so when planning came along, a planner was a safe place. I love a planner. I've loved a planner since I was a little kid. So decorating a planner was like, oh, I can do this. I can fill the little spaces, the perfect little rectangles. I can stick a sticker in there. I can make washi line up. Like, that made sense to me. And it became my little foundation, my safe jumping off spot. And then as time has progressed, there's been other things that have come out, like ListersGottaList, and eventually the Crafty Club PlayBook. So all of this has been designed to help the Corey I used to be, and the one that was too busy, and all of this was too much to ever participate. And now I know that many of us have found the planning community. We've all come here mostly from that. Some of us came through the faith community angle from Bible journaling. Some of us have come in through just finding me on my YouTube channel talking about planners. A lot of those things is how we've all funneled here. But now that we're here, I really feel compelled to help you really try to make creativity a more major part of your life, something that you can turn to as a form of self-care. That's really super important to me, and kind of what I feel like is more of my like calling, if you will. And that's why this exists. This was designed for busy women who just have a hard time grabbing, a book and just, like, to me, grabbing an empty planner and going, well, I'm going to make something in here. This is hard. You have to think through. I mean, it is. For some of us, it's hard. What is inspiring about this? What do I grab? How do I start? What do I do? So my job is to try to help you break through all of the objections that you go through, all of the voices in your head that say, you have to do this perfectly. You have to do this, you have to be just as good as she is. All of those things, I went through all of those things. I still go through all of those things. I was looking through my Crafty playbook before I switched before we switched the camera on, and I'm like, oh, jeepers, I'm like so behind. Like, I didn't do as much as I thought I did. And I'm not even ready to jump into fall. I still need to finish summer. So I'm committed to that. This is one thing I promised myself that I would do, is have a complete playbook. So I'm holding myself to that, but I don't expect you to. If that's just not how you roll, you do what you feel like doing, what makes you happy, what makes you feel like. I did a lot of crafting. If you do half your book this year, and that's more than you did last year, you're already winning. You're already ahead of the game. This is designed to be training wheels. This is designed so it's a no-brainer. It's like grabbing an adult coloring book, and just filling in things. I get this isn't for everyone. I didn't design it for everyone. I designed this for those of us who just really are trying to be consistent and want something amazing to show for it. I am so envious of those girls who post their art journals on YouTube and Instagram, and they're like fluffy and they're full. I don't have that compulsion to create on that level daily, but I sure want to. That is really a goal of mine, is I want to be someone who creates every single day. That little creator inside of me I have stifled her for too long. I kept her from getting to show her stuff because I kept telling her, you need to do it perfectly. You can't make mistakes. You have to be as amazing as all of these other women you see, despite the fact that they've been crafting for years. I put way too much emphasis on perfection. And now my little inner creator is like, I just want to play. Summer camp, doing Camp Wanna Craft, Camp Reset, all of those things have helped us, I think, really develop the attitude in our community about playing again. I feel like 12-year-old is like a really great age to kind of bring you back to. Think about what you were like at 12. I know for me, that was a time where I was very influenced by my friends and the things around me, but mostly what I remember is that was when my art supplies were more important to me, and trying to sketch and be more creative and express that through my writing. So I think that's why it's meaningful to me and why I reference it so much. But that is absolutely what I want to build in this community, is that feeling of being a kid again. And, having the same kind of graciousness towards that kid, that you would for someone, like the way that we are so hard on ourselves. you have an opportunity to be sweet to yourself through this process and just be kind and like, hey, these are things we just have to figure out over time. And I'm going to do my part to bring you as many tools and resources as I can to help make creating easier. So our winter retreat, which is in the works, I have been working on it the last few weeks. I got so much planned and done when I was in New York City. I really feel good about what it's meant to do, and that the overarching takeaway from this particular camp is going to be about helping you build a resource and tools to help make creating simpler. Creating is a form of self-care, and self-care is an important part of building harmony in your life. We are going to be rolling out what I'm calling the Harmony Retreat. It is for you to build a strong foundation for yourself in 2020 where mind, body, and soul connect and connect with balance. So that's my goal, my overarching message about our winter retreat that will be, it will be here before you know it. And the reason why the playbook is going to be part of that retreat, part of 2020, how I'm making changes, and it's to help make all of this simpler, incorporate it with other aspects of creating that I've personally found super rewarding. And I want that for you. That's always, if I have achieved great joy in doing something, it's like the first thing I want to do. What do you want to do when you find something so wonderful and delicious? Don't you want to share that with someone you love? That's why I do the camps, because I want to share with you things that I'm learning and that are working for me, and I want to offer them to you. Grace is asking if there's any specific faith playbook. There is not currently a faith playbook, but there will be. That is another thing that I am working on. Actually, the faith version of a playbook was what I intended to launch first, but that isn't how it happened, and I've had to kind of back burner that project for a while. But as time has progressed, I feel like I've really been like seeing how to make a faith playbook be awesome too. So that will be something that I fully intend to roll out in 2022. So it's going to be an awesome year for us as a crafty family. It's going to be great. If you are hearing this live for the first time, you've never gotten to join, please let us know in the chat room so that we can give you a warm welcome. And if you have missed it somehow, missed the news, missed the newsletter, missed all the posts, it is Customer Appreciation Month at theresetgirl.com, and we want to show you the love. Mark and I are celebrating 5 years as a married couple, but 5 years as TRG. We started my channel, my little Instagram channel, all of that pretty much started kicking off with planning and creating the weekend that we got married. I held my very first giveaway that weekend. The hashtag was the Reset Girl Weds. So that is how my little account began to grow, was through that jumping off point, and it just continued forward. And we are so grateful for all of the wonderful things we've gotten to do, the achievements I've gotten to experience, the people I've gotten to meet, and this wonderful community that we have got to establish and grow. And that's really the thing that, of all the stuff that I've rolled out, I would say that is my most favorite. The thing that matters to me most is really just the cohesion of our community and really beginning to see it, come to life. And it came to life, I think, through camp is what made that really solid for me. So please be sure to check out our website, theresetgirl.com, because we have every week this month, we have a new fun thing that we're rolling out. So every week has a theme. And also be sure, if you want to be reminded about our live events that we have, be sure to text TRG to the number 94253. 94253. There will be further instructions and details on that in the description box of this video that you can go back and watch later. I try to put it in all of our videos so that if you are an international girl, there's a workaround for if you don't have a US phone number. But that way you are in the loop. You will not miss the lives. Mr. Crafty sends out a reminder about an hour before and to let you know I'm going live. And you're going to need that for the last week in the month. But I don't want to say too much about that. So anywho, I see I have a lot of girls in the group right now. Yay. I'm so happy to see all your little faces. I'm being asked where my top is. If you guys love the top I have on, and you saw me wear the green one before, which I love that color so much. All of these came from the second that I went to answer you, it went right out of my head. I was going to say they came from Walmart, but now I'm doubting myself. I was so sure I knew the brand, and now I'm... Okay, they are not from Walmart. They are from, they're from Kohl's, because they say St. John's Bay on them, and that's where they came from, is Kohl's. And by the way, I have now officially been to St. John's Bay. That's like a real place. I thought it was just like a brand, a store brand for clothes, but it's a real place. It is in the Atlantic Canada area, so it's a Canadian area. It's on the Atlantic seaboard. So I am so happy to see all your little faces and everybody in the group. Hello Petra from the Czech Republic. I'm so happy to see your little face. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I don't know what time it is in your country, but that is so exciting that you're able to join us. Isn't this wonderful? Technology is so awesome sometimes that it brings people from all of the foreign lands out there, and we can all come together to do something we love, which is crafting and creating. And hi Helen from catching her first live from the UK. Welcome. Hi Rockstar Rochelle. I love your name. Hello, hello, hello. So she says in the Czech Republic, which I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Czech Republic? I'm saying Czech. I don't think I'm right. It's after 8 o'clock her time. Oh, and thanks Miss Cozy for your reminder. So one way that helps get this video a little bumped up in the whole YouTube algorithm is if you like the video. Liking or commenting after the video goes up on my channel. Those are two ways in which you really help Mark and I. Is that it gets further up, and that means the message of what we're doing here gets pushed out. And that is really important to me, because I would really love to grow the community. There's so many introverts out there that don't feel like they fit in or belong anywhere, and we know that a lot of us are introverts, and that's what we have dealt with our whole lives. And even if you're not an introvert and you're an extrovert, bless your heart, we appreciate you guys too. We need you. But I love the fact that we can bring more ladies that just have a wonderful and encouraging place to do their crafting. You don't have to buy a single thing from me to be part of the Late Night Crafty Club, any of the shows that we do, the live events we do. We have the Playbook Power Hour, which obviously that's geared towards the playbook. But again, you can watch it. You don't have to have a playbook. But it is fun to have the playbook, just saying. But that's how much I love it, how much I support it, is I'm doing all these extra shows just so that you have a friend to craft with. That is the point of the lives. Some of you guys choose to just chat in the chat room during that time, and you can totally do that too. Some of you use this time to be like, this is my accountable time. I'm going to craft. I'm going to do this is like self-care time. So trying to do it on a Saturday afternoon in the US is really a great time frame, because for some of you that are in other countries, this is still a workable time. Sometimes when I have the Late Night Crafty Club, you guys are suffering because it's 4 a.m. where you are. And I've gotten up at 4 a.m. to do an international Late Night Crafty Club, so I know that can't be any fun. So yay! So this is our second of the 2 live events we have. If you are interested in going back and watching the Chapel Crafting with Corey event, that is available on our YouTube channel. I haven't gotten a chance to add any of the information yet into the description, but you can certainly go back and watch it just to have something fun. And Susan said, that's right, Susan, you said that you went on a New England cruise in 2008. So there's a few people who have in our community who have done this particular New England cruise route, and it does go to the St. John's Bay. So that is one thing that I was really excited. Getting off the boat and going into Nova Scotia was my top priority, because how many times in your life do you get to say I've been to Nova Scotia? And I had forgotten how that town's history is tied to the sinking of the Titanic. And they are very proud of that. They have a lot of Titanic. They have a museum. They have a lot of Titanic paraphernalia, like ephemera, memorabilia. I should say memorabilia, not paraphernalia. I think paraphernalia refers to other things. So anyway, I am so happy. Annabelle, thank you so much. She's saying we have 130 watchers. Everyone, please like this video. If you are on your mobile phone, I will be the first to say it's not super convenient. You have to minimize or like get out of the live and then like the video and then hop back into the chat room. If you're on your PC or TV watching us, I believe, so if you're on a smart TV, I'm not really sure how that is because I don't think I've ever watched a live on television. I usually watch them on my PC. But you are doing a great thing. You're doing God's work by helping us. Thumbs it up. And it doesn't cost you anything or require anything of you other than hopping out, hopping back in, and just hitting the little thumbs up button. If you have not subscribed to the Reset Girl, I would love it if you did. That would be so wonderful. Mr. Crafty and I are, we literally, like, all we talk about is getting back home so that we can work on getting a house. Whether that's renting or buying, but just getting our little filming set up and like permanent and not the constant back and forth of tearing it up, building it down. Tearing it down, building it up. That's what I meant to say. So that is, that's one of the challenges of being in the RV and something we are really happy to say goodbye to. We really want to get our YouTube world on track, consistent, uploading other videos besides lives. I appreciate the fact that you guys are so gracious and patient with me as we keep having to continue to navigate all of these different changes in our life, and that has always kind of been something that I feel like has suffered in all of the TRG world. My YouTube channel is the thing I most want to do and the thing I least get to do, I feel. So Mr. Crafty's reminding me that we're at the 30 minutes end mark. If you were watching this as a replay viewer, I generally talk for about 30 minutes, give or take. I try not to talk this much into Playbook Power Hour, but I have. It's done. It is done. So let's go ahead, ladies. Let's grab our playbooks. Let's get ready to jump in. Like I said earlier, I am not working in my fall. I'm actually working in my summer because I have not finished all of my pages in summer. And I'm really trying to like work methodically through my book. I'm pretty proud of myself. I have to say, like, overall, that I have until... I would say everything began collapsing around September for me in terms of like working in my playbook, because that's when we left the state of Washington and started driving across the country. And then it gets to this point where I'm like, well, I don't really want to work in my playbook off camera. And I think I need to kind of ditch that mentality, because if I had to wait until I could film myself, who knows how far behind I'll get if I do that. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just accept the fact that I'm going to just have to power through. I plan on crafting on our way home we are currently still in Oakham, Massachusetts, and we're going to leave on Monday. So we'll be headed back to, we're going to California. So I plan on, I really do. I plan on working in my playbook while we drive. Mr. Crafty will set up a table for me, like where I'm sitting, and then I'll just, as long as I don't have anything like sharp, I just have a fear of something happening and the scissors flying everywhere. But as long as I'm just kind of pasting things down, and I think that would be a really great activity to do on the way home. And then I'll just do a flip through. My dream, the video I get to make where I flip through my whole playbook, I'm telling you guys, I'll have to hold back tears because I cannot wait to do this really fun flip through. Although I realize if I do my fall separately, it won't be from like all 4 seasons. It'll be like, here's this big chunky playbook, and then here's a separate one. But I'm okay with that. I'm going to accept that because it's still a bunch of stuff I'm making, right? So, okay. So Annabelle says she needs to finish her summer too. So sorry, I had something in my mouth. So I say this to encourage you that if you feel like you're behind, I clearly am behind too. And so you are in good company. A lot of us are behind. You have the opportunity to share your playbook pages in the Crafty Club. I just need you to look for the most current playbook post. It'll have like the dates, because every week we post a new playbook post, and you just show in that post what you're up to. Same goes for our Listers Got a List. If that's what you choose to work on during this time, you can do that and then go ahead and share it in the listers post so we can see what you did during our show. Although, I wonder. I think I did schedule. I might have scheduled a post. I can't remember if I did or not. A post to go live that would allow you to show what you did. Either way, if you see that or you see, a playbook post, please share. So I'm looking through what I have left undone. September is kind of the last month that I need to finish to have my summer completed. The only thing I did on the last Playbook Power Hour, if this tells you anything, is I did my washi ring. So I snipped my washi to create my little washi ring. So that is what I finished. I have not done much in my bingo. The reason why the bingo page is here is these prompts are designed to help you have like a jumping off point into creating. Like if you just follow these, you will actually get some things accomplished in your book. So, I actually have 2 things completed, which I only marked off 1 on my list. That's typical Corey right there. So after grid, first time doing this, and then share spread. So the one I missed was first time doing this. So I'm going to check that off. I'm talking about the little checklists that we provide as a printable. There's 3 of them, 1 for each month. These are included so that when you complete a prompt on the bingo card and you cover it with a marker, you can go and see what all the prompts were that you had done. So I just have a bad habit of not checking it off at the same time. So I'm assessing where I'm at and where I'm jumping in. I did nothing for September. So it is like a vast Wild West here of things I can do. I think, so 2 areas in which I tend to go back and forth about which one is harder or more challenging, if you want to call it that, is the Dress the Girl pages. And that's the honeys that you color in or, do their outfits. I love them. I tend to make clothes for them out of paper. It's super fun. I would say it's my favorite finished product, but the one I get the most nervous about starting. So this is August. This is my August girls. So I made them some fun clothes out of scrapbook paper. And I made little earrings for them out of stickers. Like she's wearing little gold ampersands. So they really are awesome when I'm finished. But I feel like I have to be in a really good creative spot to do them. Otherwise, I won't be happy with where they end up. So I don't think I'm going to choose them. I think I'm going to go with the art journaling. And to that point, I also think if that's the case, I think I need to go back to August because August doesn't have art journaling pages done. Like I said, I'm really behind. But I'm going to be honest about that because I want to make sure that you guys know this is common to everyone. This is what happens when you have like a lot of other things going on in your life and you don't make this a priority. This represents like not only did I not do it, but I wasn't doing any crafting. If it's not in my playbook, I rarely craft like other things outside my playbook. It's pretty minimal what I do. The scripture writing challenge is the only thing I can think of really that goes outside of the playbook. I try to do a lot of stuff in here. So that just shows me that I haven't been doing stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into August, week 2 of my art journaling. We even reduced the pages so that you only have 1 page per week to do of art journaling. And again, I hate even saying you have this to do because I don't want you to feel like you have to do it, but it is, I'm encouraging you. You know, it's not homework. It's not supposed to be, you know, something you hate. It's supposed to be, oh, here's a fun thing I get to do. And if you want, you know, binge watch something while you're doing it. Binge watch something you haven't watched before. Binge watch something you have watched before, so that you're not getting caught up in what you're watching, but it's just like keeps you company. That's what I always tend to do. I tend to put on a lot of YouTube channels and stuff that I love a lot, and I just throw them on there. I love listening to like true crime when I create sometimes. I know that sounds a little grim, but a lot of the people I love watching on YouTube talk about true crime. They do reaction to shows that I like watching. So that's what I tend to watch, or put on music. I have put some resources up there for you guys that you can listen to on my YouTube channel. I have quite a few music playlists. They're labeled like for crafting. There's worship crafting if you're doing faith-based stuff, and I have one that's like it's a dance party mix. It's really fun in the 80s. So are we ready to get going? Because I sure am. I'm ready to go. My engine's revved. I've been talking now for 37 minutes. So I really got to start the clock now. So now we are officially cha-ching. I'm clocking in. Mr. Crafty, can you make a note of that? The timestamp that this is where I'm starting. That'll make it easier for you when you go to do the timestamp, or I do. Whoever does the timestamps. I probably will have to, I'm guessing, if you're driving. Okay, so one thing I wanted to, because I'm going to chat a little bit while I work. I'm going to see how well that goes. Sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't. Are we all on? Yeah. Awesome. B says that she's been going through my autumn movie list. I put a free printable up on our website that you can grab for free. And it has a bunch of fall themed movies, or fall-ish movies. Sometimes it gets called fall just because I feel like enough fall is being shown in the movie that it counts, or that it's in New England. I feel like New England just gets the fall designation because it's New England. I was a little loose in my interpretation, I will admit, but there is that list up there that you can watch. Pick some movies that put you in the fall mood. Light a fall candle, make yourself some cocoa or some good fall tea, and have yourself a session. Annabelle says, let's go. So we're officially on the clock. Okay, thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
So okay, so one of the little things that I like to do with my art journaling is I really like to do a spread first, or a page, and then add the prompt. And that's completely opposite of what the prompt is intended for. The prompts are there to help inspire you and give you a starting off place. But I find that a lot of times where I feel inspired is my supplies. So I start there first. I start laying things down, and then I go to find the prompt that I feel fits it best. And I think right now, here are my summer edition prompts. So here they are. Oh, almost covered my scissors up. That's no good. So here's the beginning of a summer page. Here are my prompts that I will be grabbing from, but I like doing it after I'm done. It's just kind of, I don't know what it is. I've just been doing it out of habit, and then one day I realized I was doing it that way, and it's kind of fun. It's like, let me see is there like the perfect prompt that fits a picture? Can you just like do anything? And yes, you can. Okay, so here's some delicious ledger paper that's like legit real, like it's even been written on in the pencil. I bought a whole big pack of it, and it's got real writing on it. I love it so much. I'm going to grab a sheet of that because this is one of my favorite backgrounds of all time. This paper has a slightly musty smell. So what's everybody sipping today? It's actually quite cold here today. The temperature finally decided to be fall. I did not have to wear like a winter coat at all while I was in New York. The temperature was about between 55 and 60 degrees each day. And only at night did it get kind of cold, but even at night I didn't have to wear a winter coat. So either I have like an amazing heater inside of me, or it really just isn't that cold in New England. Last night the temperature finally dipped below freezing, so Mr. Crafty had to put all the things in place. Okay, glue stick down. Glue stick down. Kathleen is drinking tea. Donna is drinking a mocha. Donna is having apple cider. Karen says Diet Dr. Pepper. It's her usual. Debbie's doing water. Emmy's got water. Cindy's like, my coffee. Mandy has a iced chai tea latte, my favorite, personal favorite. Vermont maple ginger tea. I think I bought that. Colleen, I think I bought that. I don't remember which brand it is, but I bought that from my mom because I just thought, it had the word Vermont in it, and that counts. Anything that has a New England reference in it is like fair game right now. Okay, so I think I'm going to grab this gorgeous honey. I love her coat so much. I don't really know what she represents. She's just kind of hanging out. And I'm trying to create what are like really simple simple layouts today. Oh, actually, I think I'm going to pull out the cut files. So I have a bunch of cut files here from the Reset Girl shop. These are all the sticker sheets that we have sold in cut file bundles. We have all different kinds. We've been really, Mr. Crafty's been releasing more of these lately. He does all these cut files for us so that you guys can make stickers for yourself using your Silhouette or Cricut machine. And it's so fabulous having stickers again. The whole book of them. I'm just like, yum. Yes, please. So I'm going to add some stamping elements now. This is a clear sticker stock that I'm using. It's clear matte, so it makes it really look as if I stamped the page. It's so nice and clean. These are also sized smaller, which are nice if you are decorating in your planner or a journal, or smaller, like kind of my Hobonichi is where I like to do some things. That's probably the only other place I ever do anything creative is my Hobonichi. I'm so delighted to have that planner. It is just, it's an awesome planner. I don't really plan a whole lot. I have to be honest. It's not like it used to be. So it's nice to be able to have other things to do in it besides planning. Trying to decide. Love that little bird. My favorite sticker from these sheets is All Gone. I've used it so many times because I love it so much. I think I just used it on my last video. Okay, so here is where I'm going to grab. Okay, so I think I'm going to do Keep It Classy. Black and white is also an option too, because she has got this really cute black and white coat on. And she's kind of popping off of the page too, because she has that on. Oh, I'm going back and forth because I also like Keep It Classy. She also looks very classy, very elegant. I think, you know what? I'm going to go with my first instinct. She has this like awesome little chignon. How do you say that word? Is it chignon? You know, like the little bun that ballerinas have. So she has her hair pulled back. She's just very classy here. So I feel like that's probably what I should keep it to. So here we go. Could I keep embellishing the crud out of this page? Absolutely. But I don't think I'm going to get much accomplished in my I don't think I'm going to get much accomplished if I do that. So I'm going to have to just say these are going to be simple pages. Here's some black and white alphas just caught my eye. CLASSY. Okay, so I'm going to put the word classy on here. But I'm going to have it going up the page. Let me... Actually, I think instead of putting it there, I think I'm going to put it here where I have lines to help guide it. And that way it'll be not crooked. Okay, so let's get back. Oh my gosh, these are harder to get in alignment than I thought. So I have in mind a project for our winter retreat that's kind of twofold. I keep kind of going back and forth on this because, like I mentioned earlier, my goal is to try and keep it a more simple approach to camp, and I'm going to actually kind of trim it down. It's going to be a 4-week-long camp, and we won't be doing the challenges and badges. We're going to keep that just for our summer camp. And I need to stop calling it winter camp. It's a retreat. So it definitely has a I want you to feel definitely more of a relaxed approach and not feel stressed. It's supposed to give you like good vibes and good feels. So I want to help you get your playbook set up, but I also need you guys, there's a project I have in mind that I think you guys are really going to love that will be sort of our retreat project. Okay, so there is my Keep It Classy. That's week 2. So now I just have these 2 weeks to do here. That was pretty easy, right? I'm going to do something I try to do, which is to get the, I need to stamp. So I have my roller stamp in here. I threw it in my Delphonics bag, which, by the way, you guys, I have to show you this. Look at this adorable pin I bought in New York City. I bought it from the Japanese bookstore. It says All-State Dog Petting Champion. I just think that is so cute. I am such a dog person, and it's really hard to control yourself and not want to pet all the dogs you see walking the streets. But I don't know. I don't think people would appreciate you slowing them down to pet their dogs or just kind of doing it without asking. So it's kind of torturous to not be able to. But, oh, who doesn't love petting a doggy? Okay, so today is the 9th, and I just put the 11th. I have no idea why I did that. Okay, let's go. Today's the 9th, not the 11th, Corey. I'm looking at the actual date on my computer too, and I still did it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that there. Okay, that will be my one little fun element. Now let's go. I need to work a little faster. So as I'm showing you, putting like larger pieces of paper helps you kind of like fill up that page pretty quick. So what I'm doing right now is looking through my paper bin for that. This is one of my favorite pages. This is a really super old craft paper. I think this one might be like from 2013. It's that old. Okay, we're going to play the game again where we're going to just make our page and then we're going to find a prompt. And there's plenty of prompts with the summer edition. Like, we kind of went overboard because I didn't realize I was planning on the page count being the same, and we actually had reduced the amount of pages for the art journaling section. So that's how you guys ended up with so many extras. So I feel quite generous with the summer prompts that I have lots of options. That's fun. The minimalist approach to like the paper crafting, I really, really like it. I really like it. I feel like I've made some of my best work, just like my favorite things, because I've just kept it super minimal and more simple. Okay, so I need to find a feature. So when I say feature, I'm talking about like a real clear graphic, a picture, somebody, like that sweet little girl right there, or these little kids, like they might be too tall. She wouldn't be too tall. Let me see. That honey in the yellow, which is pretty bomb. And then we have this lady in the blue coat. It's funny how modeling has changed so much, and what was acceptable for modeling back then is so different. Same thing with like food. Like, that is not very appetizing, the way the lighting is. It just doesn't make it look its best. But this was common back then, and now all of our food is like really like daylight lit. The lighting is super important. Here we go. This is what I mean. Like, I need a feature girl, somebody who's like very. She's pretty awesome. I'm gonna take her. She's like this fun little. She reminds me of like a photo strip from like a photo booth. So let's go ahead and trim this page. And there's a lot of pictures here, so we might only be able to do a few. Let me see here. Actually, what would have been better is if it was ripped on that side, I think. Here's a lady doing her makeup. Okay, so I need to cut off one picture for her to fit. And I'm going to trim off this side. Okay, so I'm going to put her on this side. Technically, art journaling, in the strictest sense, does have a bit of journaling to it. What I have kind of compromised on that with is if I can like use, because otherwise it's more of like a collage. But to me, this counts as the journaling, as how there's writing, and I added the word. So I try to be a little loose in my interpretation. Because honestly, what I really just love doing is making the collage. That's kind of more my... That's what I would say I'm doing. So I'm going to put those to the side. And... okay, so what I love about these little rings is that they kind of mirror what's going on in the paper. So it's like finding a good spot for them. So let me try this. I'm going to do like a little strip of them, half on, half off. Getting the right spacing is important too, or they look weird. Okay, so I got 4 in a row there. And then here's the point where we want to go ahead and grab the prompts. Ooh, I just glanced over and saw some washi. Let's add a little washi here. So this is sort of my pop of color because everything else is very neutral, so I don't want to do anything that's too competitive with that. So I'm going to find this one, which is way more like a soft mixed media kind of tape. It's one of my favorites. So there's two places in my mind this can go, either right here on the side of that, or like right here on the side of that. I don't know. I don't like the way that is there. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is shorten it and then add it to this edge over here. It's meant to be one of those washies that kind of is vertical. So I'm gonna put it right here. Well, that didn't give me a ton of color per se, but that's okay. Okay, I have this fun blue tealish kind of washi, and it has words. Oops! Just totally did not rip it off. Don't you hate when washi gets all rippy and it splits really easily when you pull it? Okay, so I'm going to have to waste part of it just so I get a nice clean edge. Okay, so it's got little tiny phrases on it, and I feel like some of these are perfect for that job. Okay, so let's grab our props and embrace, sleep, true story, shades of mustard. What makes you LMAO? Good advice. What I tell myself. Believe, song, out. I want a longing heart, this moment, deep thought, beauty. She's pretty joyful and happy. I'm going to do this one that says New Day. This background here was supposed to be craft paper, and I'm not sure if it feels like it's craft paper. That was the intention, was that it was supposed to look like a little strip of craft paper that had white printing on it. Okay, that's 2 down. Summer, August, this one. How you guys doing? How you doing? Hi, Alice. I see your little face. I told everybody in the chapel crafting that you're the voice of my voicemail. If you want to leave a message for me, you have to hear Alice tell you that I'm rubbish at returning messages. I figure I may as well just be honest. That's the truth. I am terrible at returning messages. It's awful. Okay, so I'm ripping more of that paper. I really am loving ripped paper. It's just awesome. Once I started doing it, it was all over. It's like I'm never going to go back. Ripped paper forever. So I'm going to put those two together because although they look a little crazy together, tonally these shades over here, this shade of like cherry is very tonally complementary to this shade of green, and they both have a very like a kind of a slightly distressed texture in the papers, which is really nice. It kind of echoes, and I just think the colors together, they look delicious. I would wear an outfit with all those colors. I totally would. So I'm gonna keep some of that out too because I might want to use that. Can you have too much ripped paper? I think I'm going to just keep it there. I think that's good. So that's my start. Let me get this washi out of my way. Gotta work fast, make decisions quickly. This paper is from Carousel, Maggie Holmes collection. It's one of my faves. I bought a whole pack of 25 sheets because I just love it. Was love at first sight. This one, no doubt, is also a crepe paper, Maggie Holmes paper. I just am kind of forgetting which collection it's from. Okay, so those are together. Together forever. What do I got? Do I have... Ooh, look at these awesome stickers I bought. These came from Rite Aid. Rite Aid has a very small little craft supplies. It's more like school supplies, I think. School office supplies. But they had this big pack of metallic gold foil stickers. Dang, that is taped down. Okay, I'm just like ripping the crud out of this thing. I guess it's gonna have to get tossed. They take the protection of their stickers a bit seriously. Okay, so these are the sheets. I just felt like when would I not use those? So I needed to own them, right? So there's numbers and letters, so I might think of a way of incorporating them into this. So right now, I need to have a feature. Somebody has to tell the story, whatever it may be. Look, normal looking women on this Clorox ad. I think the implication, they appear, I don't know. They appear to be pretty dirty, which I'm not sure how one would get this dirty if you are kind of working in like exercising in an indoor area. They look like they're kind of like in a little home gym, but they're pretty filthy. I don't know. I don't get dirty like that when I work out. But it is refreshing to see that in 1965 they were not opposed to putting a more, I don't know, fluffy group of women together. So let us browse. We are looking for something that's going to be kind of awesome to put here. Isn't she awesome? If you just cut her out right here, she just looks dreamy. I'm going to pull her out because I don't want to forget that I have her. I don't know that she's right for this page because I feel like this would cover up a whole lot of that, and the tones are, I don't know. I guess they're kind of the same, aren't they? And maybe that's the problem. I don't like things, I like things to contrast, not, ooh. Their clothes are kind of, I'm not sure I'll ever, like that top is just, I could probably handle her, but her top is not the colors that I like using, so, but I could always make her a different. Are you going to let me know when it's back? Okay. Mr. Crafty said my audio cut out, which you might have let us know. We're having all kinds of little persnickety issues today. I'm not sure who I'm going to find for this layout. Everyone's kind of not wearing the right thing. Wow. This is being used to promote spaghetti sauce mix. She's doing a very interesting yoga pose, I would assume. Look at her. She's pretty. This fun little Tinkerbell-ish kind of character here. Take a fun, crowded vacation in uncrowded Canada. Does that sound weird? Weird phrase. Take a fun, crowded vacation in uncrowded Canada. Are they suggesting that it's like crowded with fun? That's an awkward statement. I don't agree with that. Very oddly, like the words are just oddly said. Oh look, see inside this magazine. This magazine was actually sitting up on top of our dashboard of our RV for most of October, and I was tossing leaves into it to like flatten them and dry them as we were driving. So now it's got
know. It's getting pretty bad right now. The way it was, we didn't go through my computer. We just went straight from the Mevo to the internet, and we started using my computer so that you could have Kelly on. So if we're not going to have a guest, it looks like it's best just to go live from the Mevo rather than from my computer.
Her head is like, I think I cut her head off a little too short. She looks a little weird. So one thing I could try, and I don't know that it will look awesome with this paper I did, is sometimes I'll try to do like a flower situation like over their head to kind of make it look like they're wearing a hat, a flower hat. It might possibly work. It's just that these colors are not really vibrant like this, and so I don't know that that's the solution. I also don't know if I have any other flowers in here. So let's just look. See, these are kind of the journaling essentials. These kind of are more, in my mind, the tonal quality. I might just have to ditch her because she's kind of more work than she's worth. Sorry, lady. Oops, I just hit the camera. Ooh, look, there's a lot of her. It's Arnell time. I don't know what Arnell is. Is it? Oh, Arnell is a clothing company that is no longer in business. So I'm going to keep going. Isn't that beautiful? I just love the look of a brand new lipstick. Clairol apparently had a lipstick at one time. Ooh, there's my girl. I love her. We used her as one of the printables for, I believe, something camp related. Okay, she's wearing red. She could work. Let's So I was asked earlier about like where do you get some of your images, and this is where I get them. I just snip them right out of a magazine. Sometimes, depending on what it is, I will, ooh, she's cute. She's got her little hat on. Depending on what it is, I might scan it first, but a lot of times, like what you just saw, I literally just cut it up. I just want to end up using like the real thing. Okay, so I'm going to cut her out of this ad that she's in, this article, and then see if I can use her. So she's got a book in her hand, so let me kind of keep trimming her down and like release her, much like Michelangelo released the angel from the marble. Michelangelo was quoted as saying that he saw the angel in the marble and just chipped away until he released him. And I think he was talking about what's that famous angel that he sculpted. Anyway, it's a lovely thought. So this is my own little way of releasing her from her bondage. I am trimming her out so she is outside of this background that she has, and she can be free. And I can put her on any background I want. It's kind of fun. You can play up against the, you know, that she's black and white. You can put her against something bright and fun and happy, different. I can't say that she's like really doing anything for me. She has this crazy pattern. Her color's on the dull side, so she's not really doing much with this. I feel like what I need is somebody who's got like a white dress. That's what I need. So perhaps I should switch gears and look through a different magazine or different situation. Okay, so I got some boys here. He's wearing something that could work for me. Look away if this bothers you, but I think I'm just gonna cut him out. Ooh, this hunk, he is holding a cigarette. Okay, so I'm cutting him loose, and I'm also cutting this. I'm just tearing this out. Yep. I'm just being ruthless. It's like that just happened. Yes, it did. But now that I've cut him out, I don't know. I really like this red thing going on around him. I don't want to cut it off, but at the same time, he's kind of problematic. And I'm determined to just get somebody on this page. So I'm going to play up against the fact that he has this nice black and white kind of outfit on. And we're just going to get him right here on this seam is my goal. And he's got these great patterned pants. His little brown loafers. He's looking very contemplative, like he is deeply thinking. He needs to have his arms up and hold this thinking pose. He's so deep in thought. Honestly, I think the only way somebody would stand like that is if they were looking down at something, like he's like tiling the bathroom floor and he's inspecting his own work or something. That's what I think. Because nobody stands like that just to be deep in thought at nothing. He's like, is that line straight? Did I use enough grout? Is the missus going to be happy with this? How do I solve this problem? I want to take Sherry on a really great vacation this year, but I don't know. Can I make it work? She is a good wife. I mean, that's what he looks like. He's just very deep in thought. He's got the weight of the world. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to add this really weird, doesn't make sense kind of piece over here. But something that belongs with him, right? Doesn't that look like it belongs with him? Like it just kind of anchors it. Like, oh yeah, that's what he is. He's a guy who, yeah, I like the way that looks. All right. Okay, let's go. Okay, oop, this is a glue stick that has been glue stick down. So it has been killed. So let us move on. Ooh, I need my glasses to read the chat room. Okay, yay, Marcella killed a glue stick too. Hi Wilma, hi Miss, oh, I have my list in the back of my book here of those of you who like to use a super secret YouTube name. I do have this set up. So hi Miss Annette, there we go. Okay, so this goes down first. Ooh, brand new glue stick. I just ripped it. Approximately where it was about right there. And now I'm going to get my guy here, Chad. The Chad of yesteryear. He's got a lot of things to think about. Okay, I feel like his leg needs to cover up this seam, so that's why I'm kind of scooching him around. And now he's right there. And I like him. Also, I'm going to take some of my journaling labels. Now, these are gumballs, and they are designed to be... They're not technically... I shouldn't say that. Are these gumballs? Yes, these are the gumballs. Okay. I thought they were the what do you call those? Words are hard. I can't remember. Speaking of, oh, these. What are these called again? The reinforcement. I thought they were these. These are reinforcement labels. They make little donuts, but I want something solid. So I'm going to make a little strip of these going up the page. If you missed last night's fun little live event that we did, we have released a new product in the shop called the I Love My Community cards. We have a set of 30 journaling cards for $4.95, and all of them showcase all the fun we have in the community. They are a series of different cards that have quotes, funny sayings, expressions, things that we say up in here, and they are part of the whole We Love Our Community initiative this month, and we wanted you guys to be able to laugh along because some of them are hilarious and some of them are quotes and things that you guys have said in the live event. So there is a whole journal card set that showcases that, and one of them right here is I love your little faces. So here's my stack of like delicious journal cards from last night. I printed them on uber thick paper, and so they are very delicious. They almost feel like letterpress cards, but these are waiting in the shop if you are interested in having a set. They are super fun. Okay, so here's my dude. I have him. I feel like I'm just going to put something random, like a number. You know what? I feel a 5. I feel like this is a 5. I don't know why. It's a 5 situation. So where do I do this? Right here? Ooh. Okay. Somehow that didn't work. No, right here. Okay, so now I need to find the prompt. We just have a lot to do. I need to make quick decisions. However, I just said that. Now I'm digging in my journaling essentials set because I need some little stickers here. So he's a guy. I think guys are more logical in their thinking a lot of times. So we'll just have all these fun little numbers kind of hovering above his head as if he is trying to do math, because Lord knows that's how I look when I try to do math in my head. Okay. Now, here we go. Let us find what this is. Good memory, what I tell myself, good advice, dreaming. Let's go here. Beauty, colors, inside sunset, giving, believe, song shapes, just for fun. Beyond exciting, this moment, deep. You guys, do you see what I'm saying? This happens to me all the time. I will make a layout and then the most amazing journaling prompt will be like, boom, look, deep thought. How many times did I say this guy looks like he's deep in thought? That's what's so fun, I think, about doing it in reverse, is then I get to have the joy of finding like the prompt that was like, did I know this was in here? How did I come up with this? It's like, how perfect is that? So I love that feeling of when I find like a super awesome prompt like this. It's happened probably like 4 or 5 times where the prompt is just like, no way. Okay, so he's my deep thought guy. And I'm also wondering if I should put it'll float. It doesn't have anywhere to be anchored. So I'm just going to put it where it should be in its little home down here. Hey, Kathy. Okay, here we go. Deep thought. Because that is the deepest looking thought I've ever seen. That's some deep thinking right there. All right. How are we doing? What have we done? So now I've done 1, 2, 3. And we move on. Okay, so the next thing I got going in my summer playbook to complete is my is some listers here, which the listers prompts were actually separate. So let me see. I don't even know if I have them. I think they might be this right here. I think I did part of these prompts in my junk journal, and then these are the leftovers. So these are the ones that could be done in my playbook. As you can see, I took some of them and turned them into like little spit it out. Those the journal cards. So some of these are actually like, this is this whole picture, this grid I made is a response to the prompt, fun things that happened this month. So I love visually showing an answer, not just writing it down, making a list. So this is kind of fun. Oh, you guys, my destination wish list. So I've actually accomplished some of these things. So I went to New England. I've been to all the states in New England except Rhode Island, but I think the way we drive home will accomplish that. So I put London again because I've been there once, and I put Tokyo again and New York City again. So I have accomplished the New York City again. So there's my list. And I also have Prince Edward Island. How many of you guys know Prince Edward Island from the Anne of Green Gables? I'm trying to talk Miss Paula, Miss Crafty Destinations, into doing a retreat on Prince Edward Island. Can you guys imagine what that would be like? To be on that beautiful island, to go do a tour of the Anne of Green Gables estate, house, whatever you want to call it, and then to be like crafting in some adorable farmhouse or something. That would be amazing. Okay, so I did do the memory keeping for August, thank goodness, because that tends to trip me up a lot. So I think here and here, oh goodness me, Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this because it's in here and can't skip it. Okay, so I need journal cards. Now I know this is funny, but I feel like I need to use the journal cards from summertime. Summertime. And I think they are in here because I've been cramming lots of stuff I've printed into this poor little divider. So let me see. I think that I did see them in here. What is this? What is this? This is Getaway? This is Getaway. Wasn't Getaway our August collection, you guys? Or was it You Are Here? Getaway, wait. July was You Are Here and August was Getaway, and I think this is You Are Here. Yes. You guys, I found it. This is close enough. So You Are Here and Getaway are essentially, they're very similar. They're about travel and all that fun stuff. So here's some fun pictures I printed for my make-believe memory keeping. So I just need to find stuff to go here. And as long as I cover up the little squares, that's all that matters. I'm just going to fill it out that way. I'm not going to be too super picky about it. Yep, this matches summer. So what was it? It was Getaway. It was August. So they are in my little folder. Thank goodness. That would have been embarrassing if I had to sit there and search and struggle to find them. And by the way, you guys, can I just show you? Let's see. This is August. Let me show you. I did find Jolene in here. So Jolene is one of the journal cards from this, the I Love My Community cards. And I'm not sure if, there it is. It says Jolene's in the trunk. So she came about because of this little storytelling I was doing for the July listers, and it happened during a late night Crafty Club. So if you go back and watch, I tell the story about this and how this whole thing developed. But it was super fun, and it was this was such a funny event, how this all went down, that we even made a journal card to honor it. So I found her before I started crafting, and I was like, oh, there she is. I didn't know where I had crafted her. I couldn't remember where she had been. So here's an idea, you guys. I actually had forgotten what I had done here for July on my listers, and these are like very simple things I did here. I'm just kind of going to copy myself. I'm going to scrap lift to myself. And I'm just going to kind of recreate other materials here. Oh, this is one of my favorite songs on this playlist. It's so soothing. So I have this kind of like scrap paper that I used here in this background. So I'm just going to try and find something I can kind of recreate that look with. And then that one I put a regular journal card. So watch what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going to recreate this, but with different materials so it looks different. But it's not. It's not different in terms of the elements I use. It's basically using what I call a crafty recipe. This is something I want to talk to you guys about in our winter retreat. I want to teach you how to build a resource for yourself to kind of recreate things very quickly so that you don't have to stress about, I don't know what to do. Because that's the first thing I thought when I opened this lister spread and went, oh, I don't know what to do for this. So I went back to what past Corey did back in the summer when she was all in the flow and doing lots of pages. And I'm just going to go back and take one of her ideas. So I want to show you guys how to build a resource that will help you do that very quickly. Does that sound like something fun that would help you? And please say yes. even if it doesn't, just kidding. Oh, hi, Miss Wendy. Thanks for popping by before you go to bed. I know you are over in Europe, so you are definitely on a different time zone. Okay, so I'm recreating this look, and I can tell just looking at it, one of the tricks that I did, which I'll have to do here. Let me show you 1 second, you guys. I'm looking for a piece of scrap paper I can demonstrate this with, because there is a trick to using washi sometimes. Washi is, oh goodness gracious, you'd think that I would just have oodles of paper, white paper, but no. When I need it, I can't find it. Oh. What am I doing? What am I doing? Just need to find. I'm about ready to. Oh, I guess I can use this. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I can see looking at this right now that one of the tricks that I did is washi in general tends to be pretty transparent. So what I like to do to keep it nice and crisp and the colors feel vibrant is I like to put my washi down on a white piece of paper as the backing, and that way you get to really appreciate, let me see here, that's gonna be there. So that way you will get a nice clean white background on it, and it won't fade in. If I had put this washi just directly on top of this craft paper, it would get muddy. All of it would look muddy, gray toned. You would be missing all of the fun. So I'm going to show you what I mean in a second. I'm just going to get this. So if you're new to the Playbook Power Hour show, historically I haven't scheduled these. I tend to make them pop-up shows, and it's based on like the availability of my time and whether or not I feel creative or not. So I don't tend to schedule them. I like them to be more spontaneous. If I'm able to do any kind of crafting in a live capacity on our way home, I will definitely do that. It largely depends on our connection and that kind of thing. But I will see if it's possible. Sometimes we like to. Mark will plan to have like a stop here and there. I just don't know how much time is involved for Mr. Mark to get everything. It might be a simple live that we just do from my phone, you know, not the fancy kind. Oh, this is not a good. That is not a good washi. Not when I put it on top of blue. Okay. So if you guys don't mind like a more low-tech power hour, something I can just do easily on my phone, that might be something that we can do on the road, because I really do feel a sense of urgency in getting more of the playbook done. Obviously, you can see how behind I am, and it makes me feel good to know that I am providing a resource to kind of help you. Encourage you to get it out, not let it sit, not let it be one more unfinished project that you tell yourself you're going to do and then don't do. I don't want that for you. I want you to be like, feel like, yes, I did it. Okay, these are super random. Okay, but I'm just going with it. Okay, so you see how I have them all spread out here? I just laid them all out. So here's where I go in and just start somewhere around here. There we go. My little fussy cutting scissors. Sometimes these are better. So now I'm going to cut out these little strips, and you'll see that they stay nice, like this one especially. It'll stay nice and crisp and white. The only trick is like how you cut it out where it got torn, you know, just trying to keep it as authentic as possible, as if it had a tear there. Isn't that fun? The only problem with using washi is now solved. See, I'm kind of scattering them. So, I can't tell what, I need my glasses so bad right now. I can't read what's going on in the chat room, the questions, but I assume that, well, good. Kelly says, you being behind actually makes me feel so much better and less pressure to get caught up. Thanks for being so real. You are welcome. I figured that was going to make a lot of you feel better. Sure. Because I'm not, you know, as much as I might aspire or wish to be, I'm just not really up to like the big, like, schedule. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, obviously you can kind of do these differently, lay them out. I think they look, I don't know, I can't decide. I like them kind of peeking off and then, okay, so I'm just gonna, basically what I need to do, because they're just now on a paper backing, is now I'm gonna go ahead and glue the backing down. I want that red one kind of off the thing. Okay. So I just randomly grabbed washi and now I'm just kind of recreating this little recipe over here that I have that I really like. Okay. So there's one down. And then this other one over here, I wrote down directly what was here. And I just used a couple of stickers. So let me grab my sticker book here. And I believe I have some layering circle pages. They're just layering circles. Hopefully I do. There we go. Yes, I do. Okay, so I'm going to do this one and this one, and then I'm going to do a prompt. There's my prompts. Okay, so this one is going to be favorite places to drive, successful trips entail, best hotel stays. I'm going to do best hotel stays because I know that one will be a fairly, and that's what I'm looking for, is easy to answer prompts. The hotel I just stayed at was a cute little boutique hotel in the Gramercy Park area of New York City. Cute neighborhood. Well, I don't know if I can say the word cute. There's not, it was a nice little neighborhood though. It's very okay. There's that. Now I need to put I have a little strip of washi here. So let me put that down, and I need to pick one that kind of works well with this down here as well. So I'm going to go with this. It's one of my favorite. This is a really old freckled fawn washi. And this one's definitely transparent. So I'm going to put that about right there. Okay. And then I did a fun little thing where I outlined the little prompt in a kind of a messy way. Added my little plus signs that I love. I think I'll also flip into my sticker book and grab something here. I'm going to put New York down here because that's definitely going to be, that was my 5th trip to New York, and I've stayed at a different place each time. So I'm going to put that there. Okay, so the next one is kind of like a quote journal card, kind of like the kind that, you know, does some of the heavy lifting where you, I usually, like, we usually have a sheet where there's that kind of, a sheet of cards like that are just meant to be like this, where it's just one big, Corey, spit it out. You are just struggling. Girls, I'm on the struggle bus right now. I'm just trying to speak. I'm kind of torn which one I want to do. I guess I'm going to go with this one and add a honey. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And now I need a honey. Did somebody call a honey? Okay, so I got this fabulous yellow dress girl. And I have a teal girl. I have this girl in the pantsuit, and I have her. I think she's a good one for this. Actually, no, she's not. This cool tone pink and her peachy pink is immediately through my eye. Like, nope, not today. So I'm gonna go with her. She's got a teal dress on that echoes the kind of like the blue teal over here. You know what though? Now that I just said that, I bet I could solve that whole situation by putting something else there. This is the stupid stuff that my brain sometimes fusses over, like little details like this, and I'm like, stop. It's so not important. Okay, so let me, I have some layering circles, which I just flipped from that page that I was on. They're in here somewhere. It's gonna take me forever to use up all my stickers, all my honeys. I have so many honeys. I have honeys for days. But I have these fantastic Girl Friday circle scissors. My layering circle scissors. My layering circle. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Okay. See, look, I'm just recreating over again. This one I just need a strip of washi. Use this one. This used to be one of my favorite washis. It's the most rippy washi I have, though. It's really super hard to peel off. Oh, my Lanta. I feel like I waste so much of it because it's constantly rips and tears on the roll. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down here. And then, okay, so I just need 2. Road trip snacks. Oh, love me some road trip snacks. My favorite thing about a road trip is stopping at the gas stations to get snacks. And you have to do that because if you do any kind of distance traveling, you're going to find that they carry different type of snacks as you travel across the country. Hi.
Hey, sweetie girl.
What's happening?
I wanted to show you a trick that I learned in the Coast Guard.
Did you show me this trick not too long ago?
I don't know if I've showed you the tape trick.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? I feel as if you've come back here and done this. You guys,
Really?
am I having deja vu or has this happened before? Has Mr. Crafty come back here?
I've shown you tips. I don't think
What
this
were,
one.
was it a, oh, maybe it was a sticker sheet you were
was a
showing me how to
sticker.
peel.
Yeah, it was sticker. So with the tape, once it's ripped, if you just take this little end and you sticky side to sticky side, then you always have this flap that's right there that you can grab. It's just not as pretty on the roll if you did that to every roll. But to that one specifically, you should do it.
Well, Mr. Crafty just schooled me.
I didn't scold you.
We all learned.
It
We
took
just
6 months of training in the Coast Guard to learn that.
we all just learned something, ladies. And learning something new. That's my favorite thing. Okay, I'm actually using another. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I don't know. I feel like in a way it shouldn't matter. I was going to use another honey, but then I'd have 2 honeys on the same page. Maybe I've done that before. I just really... I think sometimes rules are meant to be broken. Oh, that pained me to even say that, because I really am a rule follower. But when it comes to like creating stuff, creativity, that's where I feel like, yeah, rules are meant to be broken. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do like a separate show just to chat about my adventure and how many different things that we ended up doing, and showing you some of the fun things that I bought, because I did buy. Not only did I buy, but I wanted to show you stuff that I picked up for like scrapbooking. And I say scrapbooking, but you know, like documenting your trip or just documenting stuff, just having things. I feel like sometimes I try to think outside the box in terms of like what I buy when I go on a trip, things that I could reuse in my crafting, stuff like that. So I just thought that might be fun or interesting. So there you go. I recreated what I did on this page back in July here in August, because I looked at the blank page and went, I have no ideas. I don't know. So let me go back here. Like just going back and looking through the stuff that I did way back when, I'm just like, wow, I don't even remember doing this. You know, time passes and then... Okay, so time passes and then you just kind of forget. You just forget stuff you did. So I basically did the same thing. This magazine ad, well, not ad, but a photo from a catalog. And I did not like the dress she was wearing whatsoever. So I actually cut her out a new dress out of scrapbook fabric, out of scrapbook paper that I did really love. So I changed her outfit, and this paper is echoed over here in this pocket. So that was kind of fun doing that for the first time. So I just need to do another... I just need to do that again. Nothing wrong with simple pages. I just need to repeat that over here. Let's repeat that. Packing light looks like this. Look how that's pretty light packing, wouldn't you say? Just throw a bathing suit, some sunglasses, and your slippers into a bag and you're done. I could probably use the back. Probably this I would probably use as a card to do a prompt on. So like as an example, this is what I mean. Okay, so like things to photograph from a car. And was there a car? I feel like there was a car from that collection. Like that was part of the, I think I only have the journal cards. So there's another place to do a list. Okay, I'm just looking at I'm trying to decide if I have any stickers whatsoever from any of the summer collections, and I don't really think I do. I think that I took them and I made them a separate sticker book, and then I promptly hid it from myself, so I don't even know where they are. I put like plastic rings on it. I mean, I just showed total disdain for it, as you can see. So I think on this, I'm just going to put an awesome honey in the middle of a card. I think, ooh, this tonal yellow on yellow. Let me see. I just got to find a good place to put her on the card. There you go. She feels like she needs a word strip. Like now that I've made her kind of slightly off center, now she looks kind of awkward. So we want that. We want her to feel awesome. So here's one that says sunshine, a nice big one. So I'm like that. So just we did a really simple embellishing. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, you guys, in August, I think I'm gonna try to cover up more of these. Is that wrong? I don't think it's wrong. I'm just gonna try to like use up the cards that are more, if I could find them. Didn't I just have them? Here they are. I think these are so we always do one sheet of cards that are more like, they're the kind of like just filler cards. They're just, you know, all scrap pocket page kits have them. They're just kind of just slip it in the pocket and don't do anything about it. I think I'm gonna, I just want to get this over and fill it, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know why I'm whispering, because I feel like I'm doing something naughty maybe. I don't know. I have a lot of pictures that I printed for the getaway, like the memory keeping for my junk journal that month. I'm going to do this one. This is the picture I used. I think this is a picture I used from Jolene's. Those are You Are Here. Do I not have the getaway? Let me see. You Are Here. You Are Here. There's another card in here, and it's possible that they are. Oh, no. There's more You Are Here. Wow, I'm not sure how that happened. I have some little fun, the little cute printable flashcards. I have my camp stuff. I see getaway stuff in here, but just not what I'm looking for. Like there's really cute getaway had some scrumptious colors. Okay, but how about if I do this? How about if I make getaway? Like I'll make my own backing for it. Is that weird? That looks like a weird contrast. But How about this? That looks good. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna just, I know this might look weird, but okay. All right, Corey, make this happen. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a journal card as my template, and I'm gonna cut this so it says crepe paper down here, because sometimes, I don't know why, but I think that's really cool to include that sometimes. Not all the time. And then I'm going to just cut this paper, and this is like a background. And then I'm going to cut this. These are the little pocket squares. They're meant for the little pocket pages. This is from Getaway. I don't seem to have any Getaway journal cards in my so I'm just going to put this down. How are we doing on time? It's 1 o'clock Pacific time, so that makes it 3 o'clock my time. Sorry, 4, because math is hard, remember? There you go. See, that's just one of the wonderful ways in which I say dumb things. And then we have a little expression because I'm embarrassed, like, math is hard. Okay, so I'm just doing this little offset piece here. Okay. And somehow that looks all scrappy and fun. Okay, so we've been doing a 2-hour show. All right. I do have to get ready because we're going to leave tomorrow, so I do want to make sure, as much as I love spending time with you guys, I do actually have to get going here shortly. I would say that this feels more like one of those like filler spots, but I think it needs something, and you know what it needs? What's usually the solution? What is the design solution most of the time? I could answer that in 1 word. Well, 2 words. A planner, honey. Okay, so I just need to find one that's like wearing something really cute. See, these are all the fall honeys. Where are my summer girls at? Do I have any summer girls back here? Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? I just saw that sheet that Mr. Crafty made me and has still not been released. Is this fantastic sheet of vintage tape. And this is my sweet husband making me stickers. I'm going to put that here. Just give it a little extra. You're so extra. Okay, so... Oh, goodness. I do not have any summer honeys. But do I? Maybe they're tucked in here. Maybe I do tuck my honeys in here a lot. Especially, those are some yummy colors, yumminess, yummy, 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 yummy. Oh, yep, that's where they are. They're hiding out in here, and I have Honeys Volume 1. Okay, so I got myself some honeys. There we go. There she is. I see our winner. I'm gonna go with this girl right here. Or these girls are on clear. I need a girl who's more substantial. She needs to be able to stand out against the this pattern and background and stuff. So that means you gotta go, this is just regular paper. Oh, goodness. Do I not have a set of honeys here? Okay, this might be sticker paper. Yes. Okay, so gotta pick a girl from here. Well, but I gotta be honest with you. I feel like there's ones I like better. This is regular paper. But beggars can't be choosers. You just gotta suck it up. But I gotta tell you, this is who I'd want. She's my first draft pick. But unfortunately, she's not playing on the right team. See, she clashes for me. I guess it's Miss Yellow Dress. She's not exactly who I want. She's also a little tall, but I'll live with it. Okay, so I'm cutting her out, cutting her out. So I thought I was going to be jumping into September, and it turns out I still had August to finish, but at least I have it finished, right? I did not realize I had to actually dig back into August. Shoot. I got a lot of stuff to do in the ride home. I need to get myself into the fall playbook, like well, not today, but soon. Very soon. In order for me and Mr. Crafty to be in the same room together, enjoying time together, we have to be up front, in the front of the RV, and that is where our bed is. It's technically a couch, but we have it folded out bed mode, and we just pretty much leave it in bed mode, so it's like kind of like a day bed with pillows and all that. You can sit on it a little bit like a couch during the day. But it's not conducive to crafting or anything like that. So in order to do crafting, I have to sit back here. So that's where the conundrum is I want to spend time with Mr. Crafty, and I can't craft at the same time. So I think that is one of my things that kind of slows me down when I really think about it. Terry got a couple pages done, but she has to go. Bye! Bye, Terry! Okay, girls. This honey, I'm trying to figure out, like, how is she kind of standing? I guess that's good. And then let's scoop all these girls up. All these summer girls. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn, that was rude. Okay, so now I'm down to these two. So I'm going to go back to my little bag of tricks here. Basically not even really measuring anything now. I'm just kind of being messy about eyeballing it, because eyeballing craft is just so much better to me. I know a lot of you would never eyeball without measuring. That's just something you wouldn't do. This is a humongous layering circle. That's good. Right in the center. And I'm also going to put a black word strip on it to make it pop. Always take the scenic route. I couldn't have planned that better if I tried. There. Look. Done. Okay. Just one more. Again, I'm not sure why I keep resorting to the whispering. It's kind of weird. But yet it makes me feel like we're kind of like, we're in the back of the room, we're kind of whispering, we're trying not to get caught by the teacher, passing notes. Basically, I wouldn't say we're like we're up to no good. I wouldn't go that far. We're up to some good. There's a little bit of good going on. Not much, but some. Okay, I don't know. I'm looking for anything, something. Oh, this is one of my favorite papers. Okay, so one thing I really like is when you just rip. You know? It's so satisfying. And I think that's enough paper to actually cover the lines up. But I think I like the stars better. So this is first. Okay, I'm just going to cut it across here. Usually when I cut my papers down, I'll start moving the scraps. Like I have a series of boxes, and the boxes, the paper gets smaller and smaller as it moves down the trail. So when the paper is in this bin, they're fairly large pieces. At some point, they get to be such tiny scraps that they get put in this bin. So there's like a session of like 3 boxes. So that's kind of how I work them. They start out. What just happened? Mr. Crafty, did you just see what happened to my paper? Oh my gosh, you guys, what just happened? I was showing you. Look, I can see that I cut it out of here. Is it on the underside of the box? Okay. I need a Nancy Drew on the stat. It's glued to the box. It's not on the box. It's not on the underside of the box. Let me try the other. Oh! Haha! It's on this box. There it is. Good job, Nancy's. My team of Nancy Drew sleuths. You solved the case of the missing scrapbook paper. Oh, this is too high. It's now uneven with the other page. Okay, so now I need to do this. Yeah, I don't know. So the ripped paper is delicious. It's nutritious. And it's good for me. Okay. Basically I just made all of these so that you can't write on anything. So I need to find a journaling spot that is small enough to fit right here. Let me see here. Is there something I can use? No, not really. That's not on theme. How about a guest check? Okay. Also, that's too big. I have a receipt. Oh, I have a small guest check. Let me try one of these. And basically I'm covering up like all of the paper I love so much. But is that what's important? Is it important to really even have... I was making a note to myself on this one. I was doing some research. Watching some videos on YouTube that were really sad. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm wrestling through my paper supplies trying to find something that can go right here and not be too big. I need a Goldilocks miracle right now. Something that's just right. How about, oh, I know, a mini journaling card. A mini journaling card. Okay, so let me see here. I do have... Aha. So from the Thankfully Yours, I have these, some of which are really good for just keeping it simple. This one's got a little tiny pair of golden scissors. Do I have a prompt that might suggest I need to list craft supplies or I would take or anything? Ephemera I can collect on a trip. Currently in my bag or backpack. Well, there was a mini journaling card that had my favorite. There it is. I don't know, you guys. I feel like that one's a little too plain Jane. Surely I have more of these somewhere back here. Ooh, I have clipboards. They're kind of small. See, it's like nothing is just the right size. Like nothing just fits right. So I guess I'm just going to have to live with... These are the Planner Girl stickers. Okay, so I just got to pick one of these. And stop being picky. Here, how about this one? It says, I love. I can't do it. It's not the right size. I think I'm just going to have to accept the fact that that's not going to be a listing spot, and I'm just going to throw, something in that. What can I throw in that spot though? This is too big. But what if I like trimmed it down? Okay, let's try that. So let's see. So we're going to trim this picture down because I don't want it to cover up like all the great little stuff that I have there. But what if I made the picture slightly smaller? And then it's bigger than a mini journaling card. And I'll just have to accept that I'm not going to have any journaling spots on any of these. And that's just how it is. That works. We're done. Done and done. This is... Okay. I don't know. That's fine. That'll work. Okay. So I just have 1, 2, 3, 4 listers prompts probably to do, and those are just fillers because I just wanted to get this done. So that's August, and then this is here's the beginning of September. So this is where the next, I'll have to do this off camera. I just don't see how I'm going to do that, but this is the kind of stuff that you can do. I feel like this is the stuff you can fill out in front of the TV. Really craft it necessarily, but just fill it out. So you have this. These are things that you can just kind of fill out while you're doing stuff. So let me see if I can fill in. I'm going to give myself credit for anything I did in the August pages in my September bingo because I'm very generous with myself. And this isn't supposed to be difficult. So I am going to grab, what am I doing? I'm trying to grab my little playbook bingo squares. I'm looking for them. On the hunt. Here's some. So help remind me that I need to do both. See, I thought I checked that off, and you can hardly see that checked off. So even when I try, mess going on. Okay, first time, that's what it was. Okay, so let us agree that I did patterns. Okay, I found my 1-inch square punch. This will make it go faster. Okay, so stickers were used. This was cool. Using my own, like, scrap lifting for myself. Pattern. I definitely had that red and pink and green thing going on with the guy. Layers for sure. I did a late night Crafty Club. In September I did. I haven't technically finished the listing. I'm going to give myself self-care. Free space. Oh, what else? Documented. I don't really feel like I did any of that. I don't know. I guess that's good for now. Okay. This was cool. Stickers were used. Pattern. This is probably the best way to do it, is check it off first and then glue it down. So that was a free space. Self-cared. Yes, I did. And Late Night Crafty Club. Because I definitely had them in August, September, October. I've had lots of them. Okay, so this was cool. Still used. Yes, I did. Pattern. This actually might be sticker paper. No, I don't think it is. I think it's regular paper. It's really nice when you use sticker paper for your bingo markers, because then you can just easily punch them out and press them down. Self-cared, and then Late Night Crafty Club. And then I'll go in there. We have to start packing up the RV since we're leaving tomorrow. But at some point this evening, probably, I will take some time and fill these lists out, and then I can get my listed prompt complete. And I just need to finish filling these things out, and then I can officially say I'm definitely done. So, yay! So now I can basically start my September pages. And again, I'm happy to reassure you, if you were behind, that you are not so terribly off, because lots of us are. You just can't see how everybody else is faring. You know, I can show you what I got going, and clearly I'm not caught up. But I will try to do my best. As soon as we land at my mom's house, as soon as we get there, that's when I can pop on and, you know, do playbook power hours like all the time. We really want to get our fall done. I think I'm going to do the playbook differently next year, so I should probably just tell you that really quickly. Besides changing its overall format and its size, the other thing I want to do is, I did try to do the playbook the way that the calendar seasons go. So technically, fall actually rolls all the way into like the end of, like, not the end, but the third week of December. But for most of us who grew up going to elementary school, I think our little brains sort of glom onto the idea that when you think of December, you think of it's winter. I personally think that comes from our elementary school days. But that's my personal theory. And so when we were doing the playbook this year, it always felt weird to me that the months are slightly askew. They're not quite on track for what I would think of winter. When I ask you what's winter, most of you might say December, January, and February. So that's how I would like to change the playbook. I want it to be based on that seasonality rather than what the calendar specifically says the season is, if that makes sense. So because I included December, in the fall playbook this year, I have to kind of adjust for that. So when we launch in the winter, you're going to get 2 months in your playbook. You're going to get January and February, and we're going to do something like a filler activity that will kind of represent what should have been December. Does that make sense to everybody? So winter will launch with probably like a review of 2019, and then you'll get your January and February, and then for March will be March, April, May, and then summer will be June, July, and August. And that feels more like what I think we live by, especially if you've got kids in school. I think that is just is more in alignment with how things work here in America. I'm not exactly sure how international our international friends look at seasons, especially our friends down in like below the equator. So our friends in South Africa and Australia, New Zealand, you guys are like opposite seasons on top of it. So, but I hope that makes sense. I really felt weird about December being in our fall book. Like that was really when it finally like really hit me. I don't want to do it this way anymore. So that's how we're going to handle it next year. So we have to fix it right up front. But I will absolutely go into more detail on that as we get closer, and when it rolls out, I'll be sure to explain that to you guys again, so you won't be. This isn't like last year. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for 2 lives today, those of you who came to both. If you missed the Chapel Crafting with Corey and you're interested in watching that, you can always go back and watch it. We need to take the time to add the timestamps and the information in our description box. And I might have to do that once we get on the road. I might not be able to do that right away. But know that it's there. If I use something that, like a product or something, I try to link it in the description box. And give you any links to products that I'm using from the shop. But I love you guys so much. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, that you get rested up and ready for a great week next week. Remember, it is Customer Appreciation Month at TRG, so be sure to check our website because we have freebies. There's 5 freebies waiting for you on our website right now, just to show you we love you. And next week, starting on Monday, we'll begin a whole new week of a whole new week of fun things that we'll be revealing each day. So all month long, I love you guys so much. I miss your faces. I will see you guys really soon in the next video. Be sure to mark your planners for November 29th. That will be our next late night Crafty Club. And we will be headed off back to the West Coast. So the next time I see you guys, I'll be on West Coast time. And I hope to pop in on a live in between if I can. I certainly will try. But until then, take care of yourself, friends. And I love you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.